Okay, we got private equity's ruthless takeover of the last affordable housing in America. Okay, what's going on with affordable housing?
I worked my whole life, and this is what it comes down to? Some
Oh my god, these aren't even the double wides, these are the single wide homes, dude. Like, you know those houses that are like going down the road and it's like half of the house is like on a flatbed, but like there's the inside that's covered up with like the plastic tarps or whatever, or bags, plastic sheets. That's usually a half of a house. But this is a single wide. These are like, ugh. This is really small, dude. Ugh.
greedy person wanting his big chunk out of what little bit I had.
How much longer can you afford to live in your home?
1 month. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Hope that I don't wake up tomorrow. That's crossed my mind.
That's understandable. A lot of the times, and this is something I don't think anybody can really feel. Obviously, it's like a feels over reals thing. You can't really feel when I don't know. It feels like everything is working against you, and you only got like she said 1 month left of payment before she has to just, I don't know what she's gonna do, like take all her shit and just like get out or whatever her landlord wants to do. I don't know if she's renting or leasing or like she's trying to own a house. I don't fucking know, but damn, because you know in this entire situation you got like there's levels of just poor people. You have homeless people. They got no home. They got nothing. They just hang out in the city and do whatever. Maybe they have like a tent or something in the woods somewhere. And then it feels like you got like this level where you have people in either like Section 8 housing or people that are in these single wide homes, but they're still not really, maybe they have a job, maybe they don't have a job, maybe they're collecting Social Security or something, and this is all they got. And this also feels pretty fucking bad. This is like one level, one peg away from just being homeless, like straight up. If you think there's like a homeless crisis in America, what about if you just go like one step like to the like above and see how much bigger this chunk of people in this category is?
One of the most important forms of affordable housing is under threat. They're called manufactured housing communities.
Yep.
You might know them as mobile home parks or trailer parks, and they
Yep.
often get a bad rap.
Oh yeah, I mean, and even in this stuff, there's different styles. You got like the double or the single wides, like that one, or you have the double wides where, oh wow, you got enough money to get two halves of a whole house. Oh my god, you got so much money.
But 22 million Americans call them home for a reason.
We're pretty much the last oasis of affordable housing in this country.
These parks are at the foundation.
Just go get a tiny home, huh? A tiny home is literally half of this. Just go get a tiny home. Fix your problems like that.
Of America's housing market, often the last line of defense against homelessness. But over the last decade, these communities have become the target of a new kind of landlord: private equity.
Private equity firms are increasingly getting involved.
Some of the biggest investors in America have moved into this industry.
People living at a local mobile home park outraged over the sharp increase in lot rent.
Rents were raised by nearly 60%.
Their
rent's going up.
Could increase by thousands of dollars a year.
A group of mobile home residents are protesting their living conditions.
It's like you have genetically bred a superior predator and let them.
Yeah, this is not unfamiliar to me. I am very familiar with this type of neighborhood.
Loose in a target-rich environment. This is actually a good day.
What the fuck is that?
Sometimes it's like mud.
This corporation is putting profits ahead of the safety and welfare of our local citizens. And this we will not allow.
So why have manufactured homes become private equity's latest target?
Oh, that is a good question. Why is that? Because you could say, okay, so the price of rent goes up. The big brother the owners start to extract more money out of these people. But some people probably can't afford it, so they move out or whatever they do. I don't know. Then what happens? Your goal was to get more money, but in so doing that, you have cost people their homes. And was it a net gain for you? I mean, I don't know. It depends. How much did the rent go up? How many people can continue to pay the increasing rent versus people that just can't and they have to leave? Why is the rent going up? What do I get? Where is my value proposition for the rent going up? These are all questions you need to be asked.
And what can be done to save one of the last forms of affordable housing in the country?
Yeah, the last bastions of affordable housing until they cut another peg in the belt loop and cinch it down tighter to squeeze even more water out of a rock. You have tiny homes. You have those 3D printed homes. What else? Yeah, you can go lower. Whenever you think that these people can't go lower, trust me, they can go lower.
I've lived in manufactured homes for...
Well, that was a manufacturer. I'm talking like the 3D printer homes.
50 years, maybe more.
Madeline Beckett lives in a park outside of Lansing, Michigan.
This park was run the way a good park should be run, by the same couple for years and years.
Ooh, a good park. This is the way a good park is supposed to be run. Notice what she's talking about. Most neighborhoods that are like this are not good. It is actually the norm to be a bad neighborhood like this.
And years. They were a little stern, or she was a little stern. She was a lot stern, but nobody pulled any punches with her.
Like most people in manufactured housing, Madeline owns her home, but pays monthly rent to the park owner for the land it sits on.
When I retired, I looked at my money and my situation, and I'm like, okay, great. I knew what the rent was. It was a third of my income. Shit. I don't live high on the hog. I'm not going to Paris anytime soon.
Uh-huh.
And then the conglomerate came in and offered, apparently, the owner money that he couldn't resist. I looked it up and I went, oh dear, I think we are in trouble.
What?
3 years ago, a private equity firm bought Madeline's community and later sold to another firm. Since then, her monthly rent plus fees have jumped 50%.
Instead of what I thought the rent was going to be, it's $200 more. I have nowhere to go.
Oh. Is this little equity firm providing $200 more of value for simply just owning a piece of paper? I mean, because I'm fine with them increasing the rent if you can justify it. What else are you doing to make the lives of these people better? Don't sit here and tell me, oh, we're just going to increase the rent for whatever fuck reason. What are you doing for these people to justify that $200 price increase? Give me something. Because if it's nothing, that's not a good answer.
Just the other day, my daughter went with me to the food bank, and I hadn't done that before. I haven't been poor. I worked for 45 years. There is no American dream anymore. All it is survival.
Oh, that sentence hits hard. There is no American dream anymore. It's survival. Damn. Let me get like some of these rich tech bros, let me get Elon, let me get Mark Zuck, let me get Trump. Let me get any politician to just go around here and see like what it's like for like just regular people. Let me get their vibe check on this. Huh? What do you think they would think about?
During the pandemic,
look at this. Now this is a step above. This is the double wides. You can see, because before there was only one slant to the roofs. Over here, there's only one slant. There's no peak in it. There's no point. The fuck is it? Okay, maybe that one. Oh, whatever. But you can clearly see that you can fit about 2 cars through this house, whereas the other houses, you can only fit like 1 car through the house. This is a step above. This is the double wides. It takes 2 trips for the truck to build this house, not 1.
Institutional investors started to buy more manufactured housing than ever before. Between 2020 and 2021, they made nearly a quarter of all manufactured home purchases in the U.S. Today, 12 private equity firms own at least 1,200 parks nationwide.
Oh, look at this. That's a lot of parks that they own, dude. They're probably trying to buy more. Hey, look at this in Florida down here. There's a lot of parks in Florida. Florida, number 14th in the world for GDP, for like highest GDP. You got so many overlapping parks. I can't even tell how many parks are here. God damn. And what's going on in, what's this, Michigan? What's going on in Michigan? It don't even look like a glove anymore. What's going on in Cali? And in SoCal? And NorCal? What's going on in this part of Texas? Huh.
According to the Private Equity Stakeholder Project. In Michigan, private equity owns 1 in every 10 parks.
Oh.
There is an overall trend in our...
Oh, yep. You can only drive 1 car through this house. That's how you know it's a single.
...economy to identify who has the fewest choices and then squeeze them.
Paul Terranova organizes manufactured housing residents in Michigan.
While folks often call them mobile homes, they're not really particularly mobile.
No.
Wall Street.
No, they are mobile in the sense that they were built somewhere else, put on a truck, and driven to a location and assembled there. If you look at what some people are trying to do, they're trying to do the tiny home thing. They're trying to do the 3D printer home thing. We'll see how well that goes. Who knows? If these guys end up making a monopoly for them buying up all these little parks, I mean, everyone's gonna have to go to either a tiny home or a 3D printed home.
Investors, private equity firms, hedge funds kind of figured out that folks living in manufactured housing communities are trapped. They can't move.
Yep.
It costs $10,000 to $20,000 to move one of these homes, and most people who live in them can't afford that.
If you think about the fact that the average manufactured housing resident lives on about $35,000 a year, that's generally out of people's range.
Because they can't move, they're uniquely vulnerable to predatory landlords who can charge the highest rent residents can bear.
Mm-hmm.
There's a guy named Frank Roll.
We have to squeeze you, but not let you drown. But we're still going to squeeze you, but you can still flail around and stay kind of treading water.
Who runs something called Manufactured Housing University.
Okay, we're now at her second park. We're getting out again. So here we are.
He was quoted saying something along the lines of, owning a mobile home park is like owning a Waffle House and having your customers chained to the booth.
Like owning a Waffle House where customers are chained to their booths. Wow.
The big thing is they can really tolerate rent increases really well.
Bro, who got this footage? Let me see. Easiest to... What is this? I can't even read this. easiest to find tenants for, more people to draw from, family parks, all age community, greater turnover and management intensity, not responsible for finances, tend to move more than seniors, children cause most of the problems, higher expenses, can tolerate rent increases better. Okay. And this one, take notice that this one is bolded. This is the money one.
And it pretty much works throughout America because there's so much need for affordable housing right now.
That business model, a reliable stream of payments from captive tenants, is a big reason why these parks are so lucrative, providing investors with one of the highest annual returns of any asset in real estate. Higher than offices, commercial, industrial, you name it.
Hey, trailer park.
This has got to be the most awkward group of people, or one of the most awkward group of people. The vibes are so weird here. Like, you have to think, like, I don't know how much money like all these people got or whatever. This is probably like the main guy. He's probably got a couple million. He's probably owning like a couple of parks. And he's just giving these guys a tour. This is probably a class or something. He's trying to teach them how to be a park owner. This is what you'll encounter. This is the type of people. This is it. It is what it is. Okay.
This is a financial play to them. They don't care about us. They'd just as soon evict us, take our homes, and then rent them out to somebody else for $200 more.
Theo Gantos lives in a park near Flint, Michigan.
And you know what? I bet every one of those people in their head were thinking, I'm going to be the good guy landlord. I bet that's what they were all thinking. I'm going to be the good guy.
3 years ago, it was taken over by Homes of America, an affiliate of the hedge fund Alden Global Capital. Alden Global is best known for buying newspapers across the country and stripping their assets.
Yeah, we had a pool, before the Homes of America. We still pay the same amount as though we had a pool and as though we had a community center, but we have no community center either.
Since 2021, Homes of America has gone on a buying spree, spending nearly $300 million to acquire 138 parks across 17 states.
Woo!
They've raised rents and aggressively evicted residents.
Woo! That's a lot of working. That's a lot of phone calls. That's hard work, making the phone calls and checking the box to increase the rent. That's a lot of work. Dang, dude. I can't imagine that being so tough.
After years of neglect, only about 15% of the lots in Theo's park are still occupied.
And who is Homes of America?
Wait, okay, so in this park, what do you say? 15% of the lots are still occupied?
Homes of America is just a shell within a shell within a shell. Homes of America is Randy Smith.
Randall Smith is the founder and chief investment officer of Alden Global. He lives in Palm Beach, Florida. As of 2017, he owns 17 mansions.
Oh, wow. That must be nice.
He has since sold 14 of them for a reported profit of $57 million.
Yeah, this is the plunder of private equity. This is what they do.
Okay, everybody ready? Everybody rolling? All right, good afternoon.
In August,
mobile home park facing warrant fine without valid license. Oh! Uh-oh.
The county prosecutor brought charges against Homes of America's local LLC.
Shit, I guess if I win the lottery, that's what I'm going to invest in. I'm going to try to buy up a bunch of mobile homes and just invest in mobile home parks. I think that might be the play.
For operating the park without a license. It's the first time that the owner of a manufactured housing park in Michigan has ever faced that criminal charge.
A key element in the North Morris Estate's inability to obtain.
Well, how much is it to maintain that, to get and maintain that license then?
A license is its seeming refusal
You don't have a license?
to fix the park's water problem.
Well, when the water comes out like this, it kind of ruins your whole day.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hopefully,
Holy
we'll
shit,
get the
dude.
attention of the out-of-state corporation that owns this park and
What scumbags? Holy shit.
force its officers and directors to do the right thing for the residents of this community. It's clear to me this corporation is putting profits before people.
Honestly, the warrant should be to Randall Smith, CEO of Alden. But he's hidden himself behind multiple shell layers. So get
Yep, that is the goal. If you are a rich person, you need to be a faceless rich person. All these other people that you see in social media, you know, Elon, Mark, Jeff Bezos, it's not enough for them to be rich. They want notoriety as well. But the smart ones, they will remain as faceless as humanly possible because they don't want to take accountability for their actions.
Getting to him is hard.
These big companies buying up these communities now need some oversight because right now they're free to abuse residents in pretty much every way they want.
Yeah. And that is the correct word to use. That is abuse.
Holly Hook lives 30 minutes away at another park, owned by private equity firm Haven Park Communities. That's the same company that bought Madeline's Park, and it owns 63 other parks across the country.
Oh, wow.
In the last 6 years, Haven Park has doubled Holly's housing costs. To
Oh,
avoid
wow.
homelessness, she's had to take on 2 roommates.
Holy shit. Again, I will reiterate this. You can increase the rent for whatever reason, but what is the value proposition that you're going to give me for increasing the rent?
What power do you have right now in the existing legal structure to do anything about the rising rent or any of the fees?
There's absolutely no recourse right now. About a year after this started, it's like something just broke in me, and I started talking to some neighbors, saying we've got to gather and do something about this.
Residents were up in arms and they started going to their local township council meetings and their city council meetings. And a few of them were able to make contact with a couple of state representatives, a Democrat named Senator John Cherry.
A lot of people from the district went up to him and told him about what Haven Park was doing, and that's what got him interested in drafting the bill package.
What the legislation tries to do in the broadest sense is to weed out the bad actors in the industry. What we're trying to do is make sure that folks don't get exploited. That's what this is about.
Okay.
State Senator John Cherry is the sponsor of legislation that would protect residents from the worst abuses of predatory landlords.
Good.
The bills were drafted in 2021 by a coalition of residents and advocates in direct negotiation with the landlord industry group.
It was a very collaborative process that actually included the Michigan Manufactured Housing Association.
The legislation would require landlords to justify any rent increase above the rate of inflation in front of the state commission.
Ooh, okay. Justify the increase in rent above the rate of inflation. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. We're using our brain cells.
It would also limit the fees that landlords can charge, make utility charges transparent, require notification when a park...
See, to me, this seems like common sense. I had no idea that this wasn't an automatic thing in the first place. Okay? I thought this was automatic. But lo and behold, this is not. Holy shit.
Park is sold and force landlords to pay fair market value for a home if a resident is evicted.
These are really modest protections, so it's not everything that we need right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's not gonna set the rents back to what they were or anything like that, but it
Oh, God forbid the rent go back to what it was. Oh, I only made $20 million last year. That's pennies. I can't survive on that. I only made $10 million last year. What am I? What do I look like? A peasant? Do I need me to live in a box? I need at least 30 million. I need at least 40 million.
Would start to make things more fair. It would just be a modest start.
In the state's last legislative session, the legislation passed the House with overwhelming bipartisan support.
The bill is passed.
But then
This is why people hate government. The fact that an issue like this can get all the way up here, when seemingly it would seem like if you have common sense, you would think that like all those protections were supposed to be in place. Like, why does it have to get this far? It's baffling to me. Like, it's not baffling, but it's like, why would I trust anybody in business? Why would I trust anybody in government when if they can get away with doing something and not get caught, they will do it? It's the same thing with like video games, same thing in sports. If you can cheat and no one catches you, you should cheat.
something changed.
In the early part of 2022, the Michigan Manufactured Housing Association did a 180, pulled their support, and it died in the Michigan State Senate.
Oh, wow.
When we looked at the records, we did see that that coincided with the Michigan Manufactured Housing Association Political Action Committee suddenly getting some very big donations.
Oh,
Over the course of the
now we got money in it.
year, two Haven Park executives gave $358,000 to
Now we got big money in here. It only cost them $358K for them to just reject this bill. Meanwhile, this is a small drop in the bucket. Like, to a normal person, $358K is like a shitload of money. But to the people that donated this, this is a drop in the bucket. This is a grain of sand in the sandbox. This is a small cost to maintain the status quo. And this is yet another reason why nobody trusts the government.
The industry PAC.
And that's right when the Manufactured Housing Association just totally pulled their support.
That money is some of the people that I know, that's their grocery money. That's their prescription copay. That's the medicine that they're doing without and the food that they're doing without because these people were gouging them.
The most vulnerable residents in Michigan are being taken advantage of. And some people have to choose between rising rent, medications, and food.
In February, Holly, Theo, and other residents went to the state capitol to lobby for a new version of the bill package.
I'm testifying in support of Senate Bills 486 through 490. There's no free market when residents are trapped.
Its fate will be decided in the upcoming legislative session, this September and October.
We have overwhelming support from the Democrats in the House, and we have some Republicans who've committed to support as well.
Oh,
How
wow.
many legislators?
That's rare. When you can get people from both sides to protect you, or, get on your side at least. That's a rarity.
Would you say you've met with?
I would say at least 100 of them. We've met with almost all of the Michigan Senate or their staff, and now we're starting to work on the House.
Manufactured housing communities are just one type of property that large investors have targeted in recent years. But these parks are ground zero in a fight that affects all of us. The fight for meaningful control of our neighborhoods and for housing that people from all walks of life can afford.
Everybody deserves drinkable water.
Yeah.
And everybody deserves to have affordable housing. We just want a livable place.
I don't think that's a big ask. I don't know. You guys think that's a big ask? I don't think that's a big ask. Damn.
Thanks so much for watching our video. If you'd like to see more stories like this, be sure to like and subscribe to our channel to get more Perfect Union in your feed. And if you have ideas for other stories we should investigate, just drop them in the comments below.
Damn. That's crazy, dude. I don't know why it's not showing here. It says September 18, 2024. I don't know what happened because it's like January now, 2025. But holy shit. That is crazy, dude. And I don't even think this industry has been affected by AI yet. That's the funny thing. You know, if you look at the apartment complex rentals that happen in big cities, people defer to the AIs to give an acceptable market value representation of like what the value of in any individual apartment is. But most of the time, the rent just gets shot up once they plug their little apartment building and the rooms in there. And it's like, oh yeah, this is the value. You should increase it. Okay, yeah, great. This industry hasn't even been hit with AI yet. It's coming. Oh my God. What a shit show, dude. What a good ass video. Thank you, man. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. I'll catch you guys on the next one. All right, later.